Hey everybody, Brimstone here, and I'm coming at you today with the Yaira 3 review from the Rippaverse. Now, this book is absolutely fantastic. It does a great job at what it does, and it is a pinnacle book for anybody reading Rippaverse who likes Yaira and Alpha Core and the universe in general. It is a foundational building book that has lots of stuff in it. This video will have spoilers at the back half of the video, but in the beginning I'm just going to give my broad overview. If you want to see more Rippaverse reviews, if you want to see more general comic stuff, if you want to see the low pop culture stuff that may fly under your radar, hit that like, hit that sub button, share this out there, drop a comment below, dislike if you didn't like the video, and let's get into the review. We are going to start with the art in this book, and Deborah Cabrera does a fantastic job, and the lettering on it is really good from Jay Brown. I really like the shift for the lettering that they have between whatever language Yaira speaks and everybody else. I really enjoy that lettering. It looks really, really good. So Jay Brown, good for you, buddy. Seriously, awesome job. And it may sound weird, but it is actually really easy on the eyes to read their things, and it's just great. Deborah Cabrera has evolved so much from Yaira 1 to this book, and it shows and it reflects it. The more she draws the character, the better she does, and the more challenges she takes with the artwork in it. Some of the scenes with Yaira in this book are absolutely fantastic, and I can't say more without giving spoilers. But the art in this book has evolved, and so has Deborah Cabrera as an artist. The writing is done by Jen and Sylvia Soska, and this writing in this book is some of the best work, if not the best work they have ever done, and not just in the comic book field, at least. Their movies are really good, but their writing style, their ability to weave the tale is something that they are evolved. And for me, this is the pinnacle of everything they've done. The spoilers about what Yaira is and the amount they give us compared to what we want to know is perfect. It will make you want to read the next book to see more about this character, and that's fantastic. There's heart. You can see the character shift in Yaira. You can see all this stuff happening, and they do such a good job portraying it, but not just with Yaira, but the side characters as well. And that is absolutely fantastic to see. Jen and Sil, mwah, chef's kiss on this book. Your writing is incredible, and I can't wait to see what you do next. After that, it's bound well. As my favorite thing about opening these comic books is you take it out and you get that new comic smell, that fresh off the printer, because right after these come in, they have to bag and board them because that's sealed in. And I'm like, you can smell it, and it's just like, oh my god, it's like a promise of what's coming. It's like opening a book for the a book you get at the bookstore for the first time, and just that smell hits, and you're like, oh yeah, it's something you don't get with digital stuff. But this book is absolutely fantastic. Every Rippaverse fan would want this. This has foundational stuff, hints to other characters, appearances from Alpha Core and other characters, and progressing that story as well. So if you're from the Rippaverse and are enjoying this book is a must for you. And if you enjoy Yaira, it's a big must. But now we will get into the spoilers. And if you did watch this far, please hit that like, hit that sub button, share this out there. Leave a comment below. I'd be really grateful for that. And yeah, I have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more books to go. I also know that Jay David is going to be releasing Daughter's Revenge sometime next month, and that will be on pre-order. There will be books for everything. I love Rippaverse and what they do and what they are over there. So yeah, please, if you want to see more, like, sub, share this out there, and I will catch you all later. Enjoy the spoilers. So there is a lot to unpack in this book. A lot has happened, and while I will hit on many key points and spoiler points in this video, the finer points of things, you will have to read the book yourself. The book begins right where Yaira started. The beginning of the book in Spain. She's flying up fighting something, and then she realizes that Carrie Jones, the news reporter, is one of the sorcerers that are dealing with her. She's like Magus Numenite. She goes to take her down, but Stefania shows up, absolutely rip shit at Yaira for killing her grandmother, and they begin to fight. And then Alpha Core shows up, and her friend Yeshaya is like, well, what is the deal with this guy? Yeah, we have a past history. And to get away, they do something genius. They fly into the ocean to where Atlantis was and dive deep, deep, deep down. And the wraiths that were there imprisoning the Queen of Atlantis actually attack Alpha Core. And Yaira and her friend managed to get away, and Alpha Core is beat to hell. It immediately skips to the next panel. You don't get to see Alpha Core fighting, which is interesting. And it flips to the next scene, and Sally Rydell is back, and somebody's yelling at her because she lost $1 billion submarine, the normal corporate crap. And she begins to go, she's like, I just need like 30 minutes to rest, and we'll go down, we'll take care of all this. And her and her friend Isa go into another room and lay down, and she's like, we can't get past the race, I need to do something, and I'm going to do it. He's like, it's too dangerous, you can't go into the spirit world to fight them. And before he does that, Yaira's in the spirit world fighting the wraiths, and she's using their own weapons against them. She actually manages to get one of their swords and fight, and she goes, kneel before me and serve me, or die by your own weapon. So the wraiths end up serving her that are guarding the queen, and they get the queen back up to the surface, which is really cool. But in the meantime, when Yaira is under, she comes to, and she's bound in chains, and you find out that the Carrie Jones character of, oh god, there's so many Maguses. Her name is Magus Kunzite. She's on the first page of this lovely novel. Actually has her bound, and it is like, you will do something for your betrayed us. And this is when we start to get into Yaira's past and the info that she brings to this things. And this is big. Apparently Yaira at some point made a deal with these sorcerers. She was actually supposed to go under a different name, which we'll get into in a bit, and she betrayed them somehow. How, we don't know. But Yaira is unbelievably powerful, and she does have all these powers. And I always thought it was because of alien biology, but it's not. It's partly because of it, but partly because I think Yaira's using magic, and it's not using like just her natural powers. I think, well, she has natural powers, but I think she also has magic on top of it, and she's just very long lived, which is good for any magic user in any way, shape, or form. So she finds out she's bound and chained, and the wraiths were attacking the Magus Kunzite in the spirit world. And it goes into this great flashback of what's happening on Booties, which is one of a planet somewhere. And you find out Yaira is completely like, she's not helpless, but she's bound, and she has to think of a way out of it. And her friend is like, you betrayed our people, you must stand trial. And the Magus Kunzite is like, no, she has to die for her betrayal to us. So Yaira's former friend now, because he betrayed her, and Magus Kunzite start fighting. And in the meantime, Yaira's like, I don't know how to get out of this. I can't get out of this. So what does she do? She calls the wraiths. And the wraiths somehow break her free, which is fantastic. I really like that. And they proceed in this is all while they're fighting, and the wraiths break her free, and she says goodbye to her friend right there. She's saying goodbye to her friend. And this is all while Magus Kunzite and her friend, or ex-friend, are fighting. And she somehow subdues both of them and does what any good Samaritan does. She takes them to prison. She brings them to Alpha Core, breaks into the prison they're supposed to be in, which can't be happy with Solari. And drops them down. She says, put them in the cell that was meant for me, and you'll be good to go. From there, my wraiths will watch them. So we skip to the next. That's the end of the panel, where there's some more intricacies to that, and you find, and then suddenly Sally Rodell shows up back at the corporation she works for. And she is like, and the Queen of Atlantis is there. She's got the trident. She's like, "Oh my God, you're alive! Thank goodness!" And you actually find that the owner is there. He's wearing a Texas hat, looks a lot like you, Eric July, and with a cowboy hat. And he's like, "I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen him before in my life. How did you get in here?" And you find out that it's the Grace Magus Panite, another one of the mages. Now, this mage, where there's the Queen of Nightmares, there's Magus Numenite, but this guy seems to be modeled after Death. He's got a scythe. He is really cool, and Yaira does what Yaira does best. She actually, and Sally, it is not Yaira though, it's Sally Rodell. And to maintain her cover, she's like, "Go, I'll distract him, get out of here." And everybody's like, "Oh, okay, go." And then the Queen of Atlantis is like, "No." And then they go out. And then then it skips to the panel of Kunite, Magus Kunite, and Yusha in the prison, and you find out that they found a way to escape. Apparently, this is not good enough to hold them. And there is some stuff, a lot of stuff with Stefania in this, and I'm not going to spoil that for you. I want you to read that for yourself because it's important. And this is one of those things where if you want to know about Stefania and you love Stefania, you're going to have to get the book. And you know, Magus, this Magus Panite's fighting it, and Alpha Core is having trouble with something and having to do with Stefania for some reason. And so Payus and like this Magus Panite is very much trying to get Yaira. He wants her to suffer. He wants her to suffer in pain for the betrayal. And Yaira transforms, which is really badass. I love this panel right here of Yaira going full transformation right there. Really, absolutely love that panel. And you find out that now she has to face off with the Magus Kunite, Magus Panite, and her former friend. And you know, she's like, "See the torture of hell that you sent your family to," and stuff like that over the years, because Yaira's like 1,000 years old. She's got some trauma. And a massive fight begins, but not just any fight. Alpha Core shows up. Alpha Core is here, and everybody, it's a massive sky brawl. And it's a rough one because Yaira, Alpha Core, and Brian Solari aren't exactly equipped well to deal with magical users. While they can, they're not, it's not their forte. So at some point, the assistant who knows Yaira is Sally Rodell and Sally Rodell is Yaira, actually throws the trident of the King of Atlantis at her, and Yaira goes Super Saiyan. Yeah, Yaira goes next level using the powers, and all of them start to torment her. Like they start using magic spells on her, and poor Yusha ends up as a really bad fate. He becomes the new sorcerer, and yeah, so Yaira lost yet another friend, and is dealing with all this stuff. And the fight continues, and eventually they put them in stasis and get away because Yaira was ready to kill Magus Kunai, and Solari just tells her right here, "If you kill them, you're a criminal, and I'll have to arrest you." That's God. Even like he's not even thinking about killing Yaira. He is literally just like, "You broke the law. You gotta go to jail." And I'm like, I love that about Solari. So the next scene is, you know, like she hands off the trident to Solari, and then it shifts to Sally Rodell, and you know, on a panel beach because you know she's loaded. She's also a 7-foot tall goddess. And it's her talking with the Queen of Atlantis, is like, you know, he's coming and stuff like that. And then it skips to a panel of all of the sorcerers, except for Magus Numenite. And we got, let's see here, we got Magus Pyrite, Magus Moldavite, Magus Brookite, Magus Selene, Magus Zole, Magus Carvite, and yeah, just all the stone sorcerers, as I call them, are there. But this is where I really like it. They go over, and there's this mysterious woman in white. We don't know who she is, but she's something going on in the future. But what I really like about this is this panel right here. He's like, yes, Master, Yaira does not deserve the easy death of the escape. And then this main sorcerer here that we don't know who it is. I think it might be Magus Numenite. I don't know. It might be a resurrected Magus Numenite and such. But this line right here, when Zaylin interfered, we thought all was lost, and she escaped us, unlike her any before her. Damn him. Yaira and Zaylin have crossed paths. And I cannot freaking wait till he comes back to Earth. I loved Zaylin, and the fact that he and Yaira have crossed paths, she's going to need Zaylin with what's coming, because that's the last panel of the book. We have something so massive coming that we can't even begin to understand where they're going with the Rippaverse. And then we have the, cover panels in the back. This is absolutely fantastic right there. Love that little sexy minx. And then, we have that. And oh, by the way, thank you, Rippaverse. Really love the code of ethics being. Oh no, that's not the code of ethics. Where is that? The code of ethics being in the beginning. I really enjoy this. This is absolutely fantastic for me. But that is the spoilers for Yaira 3. There is a lot more happening with Stefania. There is Alpha Core makes an appearance. All this stuff, and it is absolutely fantastic. You learn so much about Yaira, but yet so little at the same time. Like, she did this, but she didn't, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Highly recommend this video. Highly recommend this book. Sorry, I just get really excited. Jen and Sylvia Soska's writing gives you enough, but will leave you wanting to know more about this fantastic character. We don't know how long Yaira's run's going to be. I wish they would say how long Yaira's run's going to be, and this has confirmed that there will be a Yaira 4. I just wish that they would tell us how many more books they're having, and I understand that they can't, NDA, but very, very, very much excited for the next Yaira. Just today, Horseman 3 was announced. So we got that, and I will be ordering that. Also on the way for reviews, I will be doing the Great Golden Patriot, Saints and Sinners, Alpha Core, Gooding the Polymath, and Norfolka. I have all these books on order. Saints and Sinners and Alpha Core will ship together. But yeah, no, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day.